Hello everybody and welcome back to Attack of the B-Team. So we are back in the machine lab and I've done a bit more work in here. First and foremost is I kind of extended the room a little bit and added these carpenter's blocks and just made them smaller because we needed more room in here. I was trying to figure out, so in the last episode we were trying to make we're using this fluid transport. No, we were using this igneous extruder to make obsidian, right? Well, it takes a lot of lava to make a little bit of obsidian. So let me show you what I've been doing, right? So I've got this reinforced portable tank full of lava. So we put it on top of this guy, right? It's got water. So I did, I'll show you underneath. I hooked this guy up to the water, so this just constantly gets filled up. You pick obsidian. Now we need to fill this with lava. So this machine actually doesn't take any power, I realized. All the other ones do, but this one doesn't. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, we got water filled up in here, right? We need lava in here. So we say disable the redstone control on this guy, and then we say I want to have a blue input on the top because that's where we put this guy. And let's go grab our crescent hammer, put it to insert mode, right? And it starts working away. So there's quite a bit of lava in here, right? We got, I had a full tank, 32,000 millibuckets, I think that stands for. So it's gonna go through and it's gonna make this up. Now, one of these guys full makes 32 obsidian. Not too bad, right? Works away, makes us a bunch of obsidian. I don't have another one of these guys right now. So I want to kind of show you what I've been doing and then what I tried to do to fix it and the problem we ran into once I did that. So I'll need to let this kind of empty out to give you the full effect of what we're doing here, right? So this guy's going. One thing to notice is, I think we did this in the last episode, right? So it takes, to make one obsidian is a quarter of each of these, right? So the water is not a problem, right? That just keeps filling. But it basically is grabbing a quarter, so 1,000, it takes 1,000 millibuckets of lava to do one obsidian. And I've discovered that that's one bucket. One bucket holds one, or no, sorry, I don't know. No, wait, one bucket doesn't do that. That's something else. Sorry, I am all over the place today. Sorry. Anyhow, so we'll let this run and then I'll be right back and I'll show you what I've been doing to make this a thing. We have an empty reinforced portable tank. Let's grab that. This guy is all finished up. It's all done up. I threw them all in here. So basically I did the 32 from the tank and then I had a bunch of buckets left. I just threw them in, and I was right actually. One bucket is 1,000 millibuckets, right? So you can actually, one bucket fills up this up quarter, and you can make one obsidian with one bucket, and this tank lets you hold 32,000 worth, so you can get 32 obsidian with one of these guys. So let me show you what I've been doing to get obsidian. Now I could go mining, that takes a while too, but I thought this might be quicker. And I'm starting to think that I was wrong about that. What I've done is, in our waypoint system, I added a new guy called the lava pit. We go here, and we get teleported to a, what is this guy? A volcano biome. All right, so if we look at the map, basically there's home right there. This is where we are here, and there's lava all around here, right? Lots and lots of lava everywhere, right? Lava for days, right? So I made a teleporter or a waypoint system so that I could get here really quick, right? So let's go over to some lava. You'll see here that there's some areas that used to have lava that are completely empty of lava now, right? So I come over here and I say, okay, let's put this guy down. Let's grab our buckets. And let's grab some lava. All right, we fill this up. We grab 13 buckets worth of lava. And then we just start going boom, boom, boom. Now, I don't know if there's a better way to do this, but this is what I've been doing. It is super tedious, time consuming, and I'm not exactly sure if it's quicker than just going mining, right? The amount of work that I'm doing here to fill this thing up. And so there, I've got 13,000, right? Now it's okay. Oops. Boom. All right. And so I just keep doing this until I've got the whole thing filled up. Oops. No, I'm just putting it all back. And I do this, and I get 32,000 millibuckets worth of lava. All right, so we're back, and I've got my portable tank full of lava. Plop it right back on there, and I can, oh right, it's not in input mode, right? So I can just flap it over and boom, it starts way it goes again, right? And then I would just I'd fill all these buckets up again, just because I'd have a store, right, available to me when I ran out if I needed to. But yeah, this has been a process, right? Back and forth, make more of this, away we go. Now, I don't know how much obsidian I will need in the long run. Maybe this is more than enough. Maybe everything that I need I'll have made. But it's really tedious. Really, really tedious. So I thought, well, there is a machine in Minefactory Reloaded called a lava fabricator. I thought I'd give this a try, right? So you can see it's got full of lava in here right now. I hooked it up beside this machine so that they would talk to each other, and they do. But I thought it was being brilliant. I was going to show you guys this wonderful solution. I just generate my own lava right here. It feeds it right into this machine, and we make obsidian, right? So let me just turn this guy off. Let it finish filling this guy up. Let's just take that off for now. Put him back in here. All right, just got 2 more to go. And I'll show you what I've done here. So this lava fabricator, we just built it up. So lava, right? So it's just like all the other machines in Minefactory Reloaded. And thermal expansion, I believe, right? They use this machine frame. We've done this many, many times. It took some blaze rods, took another one of these coils, some magma cream, some plastic that we've already built before, and some obsidian, believe it or not. Yeah, so pretty straightforward to build. No problems there. Okay, this guy is now empty. So, right, this machine takes 4,000. This guy, when it's full up, has 1,000. So this guy basically generates a bucket full, and you can dump it in here. Let's just put this with that. All right, so if I say this guy, he's got lava in him. I want to input from the right, boom, right? It pops in 1,000 lava. Then this guy, so I've got a little secret door down here. If I turn this on, you'll see why I've done this in a moment. So that's on now. Right, so now it's gonna stop idling, it's gonna start generating more lava. Right, it's got 1, this is done, it's made it. So it's gonna pump in here, right? It's making, I think it's every tick, it creates 20 more, right? So this is just gonna start filling up. Yeah, so 160, 180, right? And when it gets to 1,000, it'll make another cobblestone and it'll keep going, right? Sounds perfect. Problem, this guy takes a ton of energy. An absolute ton. So I put this little lever down here so that I could turn it off, right? Just give it a redstone signal. So this is going, it's trying to fill it up. Eventually what you're gonna see is this thing just stops functioning properly because, let me just turn this off for now. Let's go downstairs. So I've, the work I did in here, obviously, to make this a little bit prettier, right? Fill this out, move the trash can from over here so I could put the lava fabricator in here, extend the room a little bit, right? So this guy is the same way. And then I just extended the elevator down here so that I could get access to our system down here. So this is what we did last time, right? Here's the chest. I've just carved out this area a little bit. I moved the impulse item duct down from up top so that it just went straight into this. did a little bit of work in here, cleaned this up a bit. And here's what we've got going on. So I made a bit more room in here so that we can put in more energy. But the problem is that this guy, I've got it running on coal now, because I went through, charcoal. Got it running on charcoal because I went through all my coal, like all of it, really fast. This guy is full up with energy, but if I was to let that guy run, that lava fabricator up there, if I was just let it go for a while, it would suck this guy dry, force this guy to keep going, suck him dry, and it would actually start sucking this off faster than it could regenerate it, right? Like this guy couldn't keep up. Because you'll notice here, this is disconnected. That goes off to the fishy guy as well, right? Because the two of them were just like, I couldn't keep up. The power was going fast, and I couldn't run any of my other machines, and it was horrible. So I was out of coal, so I decided, I made a little chest here. I hooked it up with just one of these impulse item ducts, right? Put in a pneumatic servo in here so that I could just say blacklist nothing and ignore the redstone control, and then pipe. So whenever this guy runs out of some coal, this one just starts pumping it in, right? Now, where did I get all my charcoal? I keep saying coal, charcoal. So again, this is expandable if we want, which we probably need to do. But the amount of energy that's required to run these machines is more than the system can pump out. You can remember we did Ledstone energy conduits, right? And they had a limit of only, I think, 80 power at a time coming out of this system. So we need to, basically what we need to do is we need to upgrade this whole system. We need to upgrade the power conduits. I want to get the biggest, baddest energy cell so we can store as much energy in the cell as we want. I think I will continue to run this off of charcoal because I'll show you my charcoal solution at the moment. And I think it's a little bit manual, just like my previous solution was. And it's about to be nighttime once again. So I will make it day and I'll show you how I've been getting charcoal. Now what we need to do is, there is a little forest over here that has massive fir trees, like massive ones. Now, the redwood forest would be even better. Those trees are gigantic as well. But let me just show you, because this one's pretty close. If I know there's a redwood forest around here somewhere, but look at these guys, right? Like these fir trees are pretty big, right? They're like a little 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 wide all the way around. So I come down here and I've got all of that wood, right? I can turn it all into charcoal. But what I've done is something I alluded to in a previous episode back when we were making all of these tools, that I made this chop it all down, right? And it can chop down a tree really fast, the whole thing all at once. But I made another one and I called it need some fuel, a need for fuel. And what I've done with this guy is it's got auto smelt on it. So it's exactly the same as the other one we built, except for it's got auto smelt. And so what this is gonna do is we'll walk up to this tree and we'll go boom. And it knocks down the entire tree and turns everything into charcoal. Look at that, right? So I knocked down one tree and it automatically smelted everything into charcoal. So I got, look at that, almost 3 stacks of charcoal. Let's just grab all of these as well. I think that's, so there you go. So we got almost 3 stacks of charcoal off of one of these trees, right? So I could, you know, find another, here's another big guy. Boom. Oh. And bring them to me. And look at this, more charcoal, right? I've just knocked down 2 of these trees. Got a ton of saplings, obviously, as well. And the saplings don't need to go to waste, because you could actually burn them as well. So why not just throw them into the system as well, right? Oh, little XP ball, where are you? Are you hiding up there? I'll take those, thank you. And I'll try and be, oh, look at that. Chop down 2 trees, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks and 1, right? So there, let's just replant. these guys back. We got more than enough saplings. So let's go back to the base, and there you go. So that's how I've been getting charcoal. Like I go out once in a while and chop down a couple trees, and I just check on that chest every once in a while, and it's been doing all right. Now, it's not exactly a leave it and forget it power system, but I think it'll do for now. Hey, there's my dragon. And oh, by the way, that guy, super fast. I've been using him quite a bit to just travel around and get to places. Like when I put down that that system or the waypoint, right? Like I've been finding him really useful just to get places really fast, drop him off, and then do my business. So if we go back down, head back over to our chest over here, and boom, 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 boom. Right, boom. We got lots and lots of charcoal in here. I don't have to use up my, well, and I could throw these in here too, right? It'll burn those as well. So as it needs to burn more fuel, away it goes. So, so that takes care of the fuel problem, you know, unless I start using so much power that I can't even keep up with that, which I imagine will happen eventually. But so what we want to do right now is we need to upgrade this, because even with all of that fuel, this can't keep up with what we're trying to do here, right? I have to turn off a bunch of machines, and I can't just let this guy run and not even just let him run for a little bit, right, to get a bunch of obsidian. I need to, I can only let it run for a little while, and I can't get a whole lot of obsidian out of it. So not useful at all. The other system I had where I was grabbing this and going and get lava was faster than that because of the amount of power this would take, and then for the time for it to restock up, right? So what we need to do is upgrade our system. Now, to upgrade our system, we need to upgrade all of our, so let's get thermal. Let's bring up our thermal. All right, so we've been using these guys here, our Ledstone energy conduits. They take, or they transfer 80 Redstone flux per tick, I think is maybe what that means. We want to use this guy, right? So we could upgrade to this one, but why not just go straight to this big guy right here? Does 10,000 instead of 400, right? And it's the best we can do. So let's make some of those. So to make those, we need to do our, you know, fluid transposer, just like we did with the item ducts. Boom, in it goes. To make one of these, we need electrum and hardened glass. Now, electrum, I'm not sure if we did electrum in the previous episode, but we might have. But just as a quick refresher, if we have, right, it's just gold and silver in an induction furnace. This slag, I looked into it a little bit more. It's pretty useless, actually. So you can use it to make these florbs. There's some kind of a transport system, I think. You can make clay out of it, and you can smelt them into light gray rock wool. Now, you can dye this to whatever you want, but it's basically just wool, but it's wool that doesn't burn. So if you wanted to build a structure out of wool, right, for the colors or whatever, and you wanted to put fire near it, this stuff would be great for that. I don't really have any need for that right now. Maybe I will in the future. So I'll collect this as I need it, right? But and yeah, so it makes these florbs basically. You can also get clay from it, and it makes this fire resistant wool. I don't find that all that useful. So the let's go back. So instead of doing what I was saying I was going to do before, where I was going to put like sand and stuff together so I can get the slag, I don't think there's, yeah, so there's no real benefit to doing this right now. You get 2 for that. You only get 2 for this, right? But if you look at the actual bricks themselves instead, what you can do, or maybe you can't do it with this one. It's a different one. All right, yeah, so this one you just smelt up like that, right? And I've done a few of those. It's not too hard. So I got some electrum, and I've got this hardened glass, right? We did hardened glass in the last episode as well. So if we look at the hardened glass, right, this is where we needed the obsidian, right? So we have to get this pulverized obsidian and some lead, right, to make up this hardened glass, right? So I've been doing the pulverized of both because you still only get 2, right? It's a bit better return, so I pulverize some lead, right, in the induction smelter. We go up here, we get some pulverized obsidian and some pulverized lead, right? We can throw that in here, and that makes up, boom, 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 hardened glass, right? Yay, we like hardened glass. So we got a bit of hardened glass over here. So that was hardened glass and some electrum, right? Makes these guys, right? So we need to basically make a bunch of these. Oops, not glass, hardened glass. Boing. So we got 18 of these redstone energy conduits. They're empty. They are not doing too much for us right now. What we want to do is we want to use this fluid transposer. To make the energized redstone, we grab regular old redstone. We throw it into the magma crucible. It starts to turn that into destabilized redstone. We go over to this machine, right? This guy is set to input on the blue, which is this guy over here who's set to output on the orange. So if I was to flip this over to fill, boom, we get destabilized redstone coming in from that, right? If I wanted to stop that, and if I had, like I do here, I've got a bunch of this already, right? I can put this guy on top here, throw him to output mode. Oh, did I just output mode? And then change this one to an input, right? And fill. Boom, right? So it comes up from here. So we get tons of that in there, right? Let me just turn this back up. So it's ready to put it back in here if we need to. And then we just, so yeah, so you can just generate it from here, push it right over. If you have a bunch stored, drop it right in, right? It's all good. We drop our guys in here and say transpose. Dun, 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 dun. And it's still refilling because it's grabbing it from up here because that's still set. Oh, actually, no, sorry, it's grabbing it from here now because that's still an input on this guy. All right, so we'll let him make up all of these redstone energy conduits. So we need these guys for the faster rate of transfer, right? So we got a bunch of that. And I've made up a few of them here. So I've got about 54 of these guys right now. The fluid ducts, I'm not sure if we actually showed the fluid ducts. Like the fluid ducts are actually really straightforward. I made the upgraded fluid ducts. So we had these opaque ones before. So I made these upgraded fluid ducts, which is just copper and hardened glass, like super simple. And when I ran the, so behind here, if I change to a bat, go down here, you'll see I ran this all the way around. And the only difference, so it's going down from the bottom and all going all the way up in here, is that you can actually see the fluid in it, right? Which I just think looks cool. And now that we've got hardened glass, why not, right? It just looks much cooler. And you can see what's in there. Let's go back to me. So now, what we're gonna need to do with this is replace, whoops, that's not where I'm going. Replace all of this redstone conduit with this redstone, upgraded redstone conduit, right? I won't do that right now because the next thing we want to do is build the amazing and massive energy unit. Now this guy here, this resident energy cell, this stuff takes endurium, right? So we can even make upgraded tanks as well that can store even more, right? This is double of the other tank we have. So now that we can make this, we would make these tanks and we can just upgrade the ones we have, which is great. But this guy needs endurium, and endurium is not an easy guy to make. So the way I've been making it is in this induction smelter with this pyrotheum dust and this endurium blend. The endurium blend requires tin, easy, a bucket of resident ender, right? And we do that the same way. We come over here, you'll see, let's put, nope, sorry, I wanted that to be yellow. You go, blink, input, no, output. Stabilize redstone. You're still filling. Okay, go to the top. Output. Fill. I still get this one wrong. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. So that's emptying out into our tank. And what we'll do is we'll grab, so I've got a little bit of this, right? So this guy, basically you take an ender pearl, right? That's empty. Let's just disconnect that for the moment. But if I was to put an ender pearl in here, this turns it into this resident ender. We need 1,000 of this to fill 1 bucket, right? You can just grab a, is this all empty? Yep. Right, you can take that off there. Put him back, grab him. All right, so we got 2,500 in here. So I can just grab oh, I don't have an empty bucket. That's not hard to fix. Let's grab this. So now I can just grab, there you go, boom. Now I've got a bucket of, so I just right clicked right on this chest and I can take it out just like I put it in, right? So to make this, we're just going to, we need to make this up, right? Which just requires one of these, and it requires this shiny metal. Now, I learned something with this shiny metal, and I think you guys will all really like to know this. So shiny is not easy to make. The only way I thought you could make it was this, right? You take ferrous ore and you pulverize it to get pulverized ferrous, and it's a 10% chance to get this shiny. And let me tell you, I did not get very much shiny when I did this for the first little while. I got 1 out of like a whole stack of ferrous ore. And ferrous ore, really hard to find as well. It's one of the toughest ones to find. So, I discovered that there is another, and it was right in here, and I missed it completely. But another way to make this, because I went here, I did it like this, right? It's like, oh, look, that's it. That's the only way you can make it, right? From a shiny ingot or from this way, right? To get this pulverized shiny metal. Well, if you actually look at the ingot itself, oh, I went the wrong way. If I look at the ingot itself, you will see there is a recipe here that says if you use cinnabar, what is cinnabar, and ferrous ore, you will get 3 ferrous ingots, awesome return, and a shiny ingot, 100% chance of a shiny ingot. Remember this. This is your friend right here. Now, how do you get cinnabar? Well, you pulverize redstone, and you get a 25% chance of getting cinnabar. So what I did is I went and got myself a new pick. So the pick I was using, right, was this precision smelter that would automatically smelt things as I knocked them down. I said, you know what, enough of you, I want you. So I basically just made it exactly the same guy, but used Silk Touch, added the Silky Jewel instead. And so now instead of just grabbing, you know, redstone blocks and getting the redstone like this from the ore, I'm pulverizing it all in here instead, and then I get this cinnabar, right? So if I take, like, where's our ferrous, right? So if I take, say, I don't know, say 5 of those, and so it's a 1-to-1. You need 1-to-1 of this, and we go over to this guy. Oh, we're done with you, and we throw these in. Watch this. You get 3 ferrous and 1 shiny every time. Every single time. Wonderful. So wonderful. All right, so that allows us to make up these guys, right? Now, the next thing we need is this redstone energy cell. That's just more of this electrum, and we've already looked at that, right? That's just silver and gold. We also need lead, which we have lots of, and then we also need one of these coils, which requires electrum as well instead of gold, right? So let me just craft up one of these. I've shown you all the little tricks and things I've learned, and I'll be right back. So this was a little bit more complicated than I thought, but not much. It's nothing we haven't done before. So it wasn't just these guys that we showed you before. We also needed this, obviously, this redstone energy frame which is another one of these, you know, throw the destabilized redstone into it, and that was just hardened glass, diamond, and more electrum, right? So I've got one of those. I've got this set up. Throw him in here. Fill him up, right? Ooh, it takes quite a bit. I wonder how much he takes. But yeah, so it takes a lot of that. So I'll fill it up. I'll finish making this guy, and then we'll install it. So this guy does 40,000, right? So let's take him off, and let's put the new one on. And this guy does, look at that. Is that 50 million? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's 50 million. So we still got this guy, right? So now we got like a portable, right? He keeps his charge, right? So I can just keep this and use it as like a portable energy tank. So if I need to go somewhere else and take some power with me to set something up, which we would definitely be doing, then we'll do that, right? So this guy here is working away. He is outputting as much as he can output, as fast as he can output it. Are you okay? Disable you. Boom. Let's turn him. Input is blue. Filling up. Okay. Input is blue. And then the output we want. Oh, where's your front? Okay, good. That is your front. We need the output to come out the back of it and go out the top of it. So output on the top and the back. Right? Yep. All right. So yeah, we'll let him fill up all the way. Let him chug through all of this, and it's probably going to go through quite a bit of charcoal and all of this to do that. But once we're going to have a serious backup here now, right? A backup power battery, and we can do that over and over again, right? Like I can do a bunch of these here so that we really don't ever run out of power, and then I can just have this kind of system feed into these, and I can also hook this right up to this impulse item duct as well, or anyhow, I need to hook it up somehow to that system, to our other system right there. So say I go out and I get charcoal, I just plop it into the system, and then charcoal basically is fed right into this and any other steam dynamos I have. So I think that's a good enough kind of power situation for now. Yeah, he's filling up nicely. Yeah, so that's the power, and obviously I haven't replaced these yet, so I'll replace all of these as well with this new redstone conduit, and then we should probably be in a pretty good situation for power in our base. The only other thing that I'd like to do with the power is to make it completely unattended, right? So that we don't ever have to worry about going and chopping down trees. But that's the last little bit, and maybe we can start turning this guy on and seeing if this is a good way to make so then we don't have to go traveling all the time, right? Even if it's not as fast or it's not that quick, we can just kind of like let it run while we do other things, and we come back and we got lots of stuff. So there you go. We have an upgraded power system. We got a whole bunch of machines. I think we're kind of ready with the basics here, right? This is our manual little area. There's lots of other things that we can do as far as crafting and machines and stuff are concerned. But now that we have a basic power setup and a bunch of machines to get much better return on all of our ores, especially on the really hard ones to get, like the ferrous and the shiny. I'm really happy about that cinnabar that I found out about. Yeah, so with that, I think we're good, and I will see you guys all next time. Goodbye.